Okay, we continue Hilchot Bishul. Now we want to talk about microwave. If a person, let's say that, first of all, turning off microwave and turning it on, for sure would be us. In other words, whether it's a fire or not, it doesn't matter. Any electrical appliances that the person turns it on or turns off, it makes a circuit. And that circuit would be also to make a circuit on Shabbat or to turn off a circuit on Shabbat, anyway, would be us. Therefore, turning off and on is us. Now, what about somebody put microwave on a timer? And let's say that for half an hour it's on, or 15 minutes it's on, he wants to put something inside and take it off. Could we do that or not? Now, the point is like this, that first of all, these poskim say, in microwave also, the Bishul, even if it's not the Oraita, but even Toldat Chama is also. It would be Toldat Chama. We talked about last week. In other words, if you cook something on the sun itself, that is mutar. But if you don't use the sun itself, you use Toldat sun. In other words, a pot became hot through sun, and you want to put an egg inside and cook it. Sometimes it cooks, because the egg doesn't need that much cooking. That is also midrabanan. Why? Because you are not cooking with fire, you are cooking with the tolda of sun. In other words, sun heated up the pot and you are using that. That is not also midoraita. Now here, poskim say that no, this is not less than that, and even more, it could be even isur doraita. Therefore, cooking is also for that mechanism. Bichlal, there is another point that using timer, the heter of using timer is only for electrical light. Poskim say that we should not use timer for other things. So, for example, let's say that somebody put a pot in the oven or in the crack pot, puts the food inside, and puts on the timer that should turn on in the morning and for 3 hours and cooks it. It doesn't do anything on Shabbat. The only thing is that everything is set, puts on timer to cook it. It's not recommended from the poskim to do that, even though it doesn't do anything on Shabbat, because it's very, you see the wisdom of Chachamim. Chachamim understood if we matter timer for these things, then everybody could do any type of melach on Shabbat with the timer. You could plow the land with the timer, you could milk on timer. Anything that you want to do on timer could be done. Therefore, all of the concept of Shabbat will be gone. Therefore, timer we just is a minhag to use the heter of timer only for light. For light, we will matter. In other words, the vessels to be heter, the minhag is heter, we matter. But therefore, microwave also the Bishul would be also the right. Now, on Shabbat, we are not allowed to open the hot water. Now, the question is, why is it also to open hot water on Shabbat? Because how does the system of water works? In other words, when you open the hot water comes out. How does it come out? What pushes the hot water to come out? When you open the hot water from the tank, that water is boiling in the tank, and when you open it, it opens and the hot water comes in. Why? Because when you open it, the tank becomes open through cold water. Cold water comes in the tank and the hot water comes out. The cold water is pushing, in other words, the blockage would go away, the blockage between the hot water and the cold water, and the cold water would push hot water to come out. Therefore, when the cold water comes in the tank, would be bishul, would cook it. Therefore, that's why it's also to open hot water on Shabbat. Now, if somebody wants to use this hot water on Shabbat, the only way is if it turns off the fire. In other words, the fire turns off the fire and doesn't work anymore, and it turns off the cold water from getting in. Therefore, it's the hot water inside of the tank, and you could use it whatever that is there. Or if it has a very small tank, and sometimes the children go and open it up, then he could turn it off and let the water to go down so much that the water would not be hot anymore. You have to let it go. Then it doesn't cook, then would be fine. But otherwise, would be also to open a hot faucet on Shabbat. Now, what about if somebody opened it? Then what should you do? Now, imagine what's happening. As soon as you open the hot water on Shabbat, the cold water comes in a tank. And the cold water is, the hot water is the Keli Rishon, and cooking the cold water is almost Isur Doraita almost here. Could be Isur Doraita. But now, if I close it, what's going to happen? I don't let any more cold water to come in. As soon as I don't let any cold water to come in, that cold water that got in already would cook. Now, therefore, you let it cook. Now, even if it would cook and you speedize cooking, you make it to cook faster, that also does. Because we have a halacha, the Gemara said, stirring is off. We have a pot that's cooking, somebody comes and stirs it. The Mishnah says that it's chaya. It's chaya of midoraita. The Mishnah says, why is it chaya? What do you do? In other words, if you stir food, what do? You make it to cook faster. Why? Because you take the top, bottom, top. Therefore, you giving heat to them equally. Therefore, those top ones that they didn't get enough heat, now you send them down and it cooks faster. That's the whole point of stirring. Now the Gemara said that would cook anyway. Why should it be chayav? The melacha would be done anyway. Melacha would be done in 10, 15 minutes. Right now I stir it, I make it faster 10 minutes to cook. The Gemara says, very interesting halacha, that if you help the cook faster, that also is equal as Bishul Doraita. You don't say that it would have been cooked anyway, therefore you're not doing Isur Doraita. Speedizing the cooking itself, that also is also Midoraita. Therefore, here also, if we close the hot water, what's going to happen? That cold water that went in tank would cook faster. If you let the hot water to be on and the tank would get empty, it's very possible also that the cold water will not get cooked. It depends on the bigness, how big the tank is, how much cold water inside, but always it's safer that not to touch it and let it go like that. Now, if you want to tell a goy, you could tell a goy that's happening, that the goy would come and would do it by himself. That could be done. In other words, maybe if somebody's place, that rental place, so this is your home, you let it go. It's a rental place, then you are using the hot water in a not normal way. That also is a problem. When you rent someplace and you live in someplace, you have to use it in a way that's a normal usage to be done. Maybe over there it would be better to get a goy, or even better, you could tell them that that's happened and you pay them a few dollars more for what you made the water to be wasted. Therefore, whenever that you open hot water, be very careful. Now, there are a lot of faucets at home that they have one handle for cold and heat. It depends on to be right or left. This is a very big mixture on Shabbat. When you are ordering your kitchen, it's much better to get double handles. One handle for hot water, one handle for cold water. Because if you have a one handle and goes on the right and left for hot and cold, a lot of times people want to make Netilah on Shabbat, and it's on the hot, they don't realize it. They don't push it all the way. Or they push it, they don't push it all the way. It's a lot of stumbling block in front of everybody. Therefore, it's better to have two handles. So let's make sure to have handles. Or if you have one handle, make sure even guests or people that they come to your house to know that's on the, make sure that's on the right position, that would not be any problem. Okay, what we talked about, that's now. Now, if you have something on the pot, you have a water in the pot, and it cooks to Yachad Kollel, we said that if you put your finger, it would cook average person, would take it out short. Now, Now, what about if you take that pot off of the fire? Now, does it cook or not? Yes. Keli Rishon, even off of the fire, even if it's not on the stove, you just put it on the counter, still cooks. As long as that's let it go. Now, what makes the difference in halacha? Let's say you made one sabzi, and you didn't put lemon juice. Some people put lemon juice at the end. And you take it off on the counter, and you say, right now, it's not on the stove. I could pour orange juice, I could put lemon juice in the warm sabzi. This warm sabzi, as long as it's yatzoredet bo keli rishon, even though that off of the fire cooks, so you are not allowed to put lemon juice on it right now, because keli rishon, even off of the fire, cooks. Now, what about if it, in other words, you want to add, therefore, any keli rishon off of the fire, as long as that's yatzoredet bo, you're not allowed to add anything that's not cooked from before, because it's going to cook. You want to put sauce on it, you are not allowed. Anything that was not cooked from before, you wouldn't be allowed to add on it. But if it gets to level of any yatzoredet bo, if it is not that hot, that's not yatzoredet bo, then it's mutar, and then you could do it. Now, what about, okay, you don't put something inside, but let's say that you have a soup, the hot soup, and you make it out of the fire. Now you want to pour the hot soup on some food that wasn't cooked from before, just to have the heat touching the food, the iru, you pour it down. Now, pouring down from a keli rishon, from the first keli that was on the fire, does it cook or not? Now the halacha is that pouring down the liquid from the hot keli rishon cooks kedei kalipa. Therefore, you wouldn't be allowed to pour on the things that solid things. Solid things you wouldn't be allowed. Now, what about to pour on the liquid things? If the liquid, cold liquid, is much more than the hot that you are pouring, then it's mutar. But if the liquid is less, then would be also because it cooks. So it comes out. If you want to make a tea on Shabbat. Let's say that you have the essence of tea, and you want to get hot water from the urn, you're not allowed to pour hot water on the tea, open the urn and put hot water on the tea, because the tea essence that you have right now, that was cooked from before Shabbat, is liquid, and it lost the bishul. Now, pouring hot water on that will not be okay. Now, what could you do? You could take the hot water from the urn in another cup, and from that cup, put it into this new cup. And through that, you could make it.